Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the World of Movie Melee. I am your host, Kaleb Koho, back again for another installment of the Teams Division, and we are in our Fall Teams Tournament. It's another good round one match. We have the 8th seed, the 9th seed, statistically the closest one we should have, and it looks very close on paper. Lonely Goatherds, Inglorious Blasters, two teams in their last matches, both looking dominant. Really great performances for both teams, so I'm actually really excited to see how these two do. You got Matthew Chen, who has been on an incredible run since like the end of last year, or even in last year's tournament. Dude's been unstoppable. Dean, Rookie of the Year nominee by his side. On the other side, you got Melissa Woody, who last time they played, a perfect round one. Something that, like, I think just shows she's one of the most improved players in the game and consistently keeps getting better. And her teammate James has already been really solid. So I think these are two really good teams. Joining me on the desk today is Adelaide Spence. How you doing?
I got a few fun facts for you. Number one, it is Lonely Goatherds. Before this match, we were talking and said, hey, this makes no sense grammatically. So, see how that goes. Number two,
There you go.
Melissa Woody has done something that Kaleb Koho has not, which I think is a pretty high point of reference. Also, I played her in last year's tournament, and they did really well. So there's a lot coming into this. We'll see how Goatherds do in this elevated level of difficulty.
Excellent. Absolutely. So we'll go ahead. We'll get into our pre-match interviews. I'm going to pause for a second. Who's going second? Goatherds is going second?
Yeah. So you want me to bring him in as well?
Okay. Sure. Go ahead.
Okay.
All right. Give me that. All right. We'll start with our pre-match interviews, starting with the Inglorious Blasters, Melissa and James, and their manager, Jake Meltzer. You played a really great game to get here, making you the 9 seed. And now you're in this tournament. It's statistically supposed to be the closest on paper between two teams. How does that make you feel coming into today's match?
I think it's going to be a good match because it seems like we're pretty evenly matched. So I think either team has a chance on winning, but I think me and James, we got this. What do you think?
I hope so. I feel good.
Oh, you're muted. Are you muted?
No, he's a little laggy.
Okay.
Fine. Jake, how do you feel about your team?
I feel great. I mean, they were so good in their last match. I think that was really big for them. I think now the pressure's kind of off because like you can just come in and just have fun. I know it's a tournament, but like Matthew and Dean, they're good, but it's like I think they're also a fun team. So I think that I just don't think there's really a lot of pressure on Melissa and James. They can just go out there and just answer whatever's in front of them and just have a good time doing it. So I'm excited to watch.
Yeah,
absolutely. So then we'll go ahead. We'll bring in our higher seeded team, representing our nation. That is the Lonely Goatherds, Matthew Chen, Dean Manis, their manager, Cameron Holtzman. So I guess same question goes to you. Last time you played a really great sort of bounce back match, and in your first match, you technically were in like the closest debut match between two teams that debuted this season. So you've been playing great trivia, and now you're up against what I think is probably the one of the most difficult and like sneaky difficult you can get in round one is the 8 and 9. How are you guys feeling?
Yeah, good. I think this match is really close. Obviously, I love playing with Matthew. Just happy to be on the call again with him. But I'm a little nervous. I'm the only player that's going to be playing today that doesn't have a perfect round one. So I think pressure's on me today to get that perfect round one. So that's what I'm going for. That's what I'm going for today.
We're excited to be playing again. Dean has just been an awesome partner. But I know we're playing some tough opponents. It was really cool to like debut in Melee against Melissa. So like seeing how much she's improved and like that last game was incredible. So I'm just very excited to get going.
Absolutely, yeah. Matthew has proven to be one of the best players currently playing in Melee. Dean, absolutely no slouch. These guys in their last match showed great potential, and I know that they can win it.
All right. Well, then with that, we'll say goodbye to Cameron Holtzman and get into round number 1, which works like this. This is the whiteboard round. You are going to be playing individually for your teams through 8 questions from 8 different areas within the realm of general movie trivia. Should you get all 8 questions correct, you'll be issued a bonus question. You have 3 repeats for the entirety of the match as a team and a challenge rule. Any questions as we get into round number 1?
Nope.
All right, then your first question will come in the category of actors and actresses. Who appears in 2015's Cinderella, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, and The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou?
I was really happy you took this question.
Oh, did you not just want to say all the big words? And the
I wanted to take the next question, so I'm happy you
Oh.
took this one.
Oh, I thought you were just scared of this question. Fair. That's,
you know what's hard to say? 2015.
Exactly. 5.
It's two numbers and a 4 number. What?
3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll start with Matthew.
Kate Blanchett.
We'll go to James.
Kate Blanchett.
We'll go to Dean.
Kate Blanchett.
And we'll go to Melissa.
Yeah, I didn't want to use a repeat. I put Angela Houston. Yeah.
Kate Blanchett is correct, so that'll be a 2-1 lead for the Goatherds going into the second question.
Category of animation. Name one of the 2 animated films to feature a location called The Great Beyond.
There's a lot of things we could say.
Have you been to the mediocre beyond?
I live in the mediocre beyond. In fact, I am the mayor of mediocres. That's 5.
That'd be a wrestling name. 3, the mayor of mediocre town.
2, 1. Pens down. We will go to James first.
I don't know. I just put Toy Story 3.
We'll go to Dean.
Wreck-It Ralph.
We'll go to Melissa.
Soul.
And we'll go to Matthew.
Soul.
Soul is correct. We would have also accepted Sausage Party.
Classic movie. Great movie.
It is a 3-2 lead for Goatherds going into your third question in the category of scores and soundtracks. Who composed the score for Braveheart?
See, that was a reference to Survivor because there's a guy whose wrestling nickname is the Mayor of Slamtown.
Interesting. Also, Jack making a football reference. This man has never seen a football in his life, so I think he can be quiet in the peanut gallery.
In
5,
Canada, is it called football or soccer?
3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to Dean.
James Horner.
We'll go to Melissa.
James Horner.
We'll go to Matthew.
James Horner.
And we'll go to James.
My name with Horner.
James Horner is correct. Clean sweep makes it 5-4 going into the next question.
In 1970s. In The Deer Hunter, what type of event do Michael and Nick attend before leaving to fight in Vietnam? When you fought in Vietnam, what did you get up to?
I was the cook. Everyone got salmonella. 5.
So you were like the
3.
Oh, who was in fucking
2.
Who was in Pearl
1. You think about that. Pens down. We'll go to Melissa.
Wedding.
We will go to Matthew.
I said funeral.
We'll go to James.
Wedding.
And we'll go to Dean.
Wedding.
Wedding is correct. So with that, no perfect rounds, and we are all tied up 6-6 as we get to your next question in the category of horror. Who plays the titular character in 1992's Candyman?
I feel so dumb.
What are you trying to think of right now?
Who plays the cook in Pearl Harbor? That's what I'm stuck on.
I couldn't tell you. Listen, we're not going to give away potential answers.
I know. Pearl Harbor fucking sucks. Don't watch that movie. They make FDR stand up. Like, it's a weird thing.
You know that he did stand up, right?
But it's a weird thing to be like, oh man, it's time to fight with action.
4,
now I'll stand up in a war.
3,
like, come on, dude.
2, 1. You weirdo. Pens down. We're going to go to Matthew.
Tony Todd.
We're going to go to James.
Tony Todd.
We're going to go to Dean.
Tony Todd.
And Melissa.
Tony Todd.
Tony Todd is correct for the clean sweep. 8-8 going into the next question.
Next question comes in 2010s. What is the profession of Julia Stiles' character, Elizabeth, in Hustlers? A movie you notoriously think is just okay.
It exists. It's a movie.
It's pretty good. I'm a fan.
I think I would have liked it more if, like, in that year it wasn't like touted as like, oh, this is one of the
Oscar hopeful
of the year.
Yeah.
Because like I didn't agree with that Oscars take in any regard. So 5.
If it's got an Oscar nomination, wildly different than what you'd expect from like a normal Oscar contender, though.
True. Pens down. We are going to go to James.
Reporter, journalist.
We're going to go to Dean.
Yeah, I've got club owner.
We're going to go to Melissa.
Reporter.
And we're going to go to Matthew.
Reporter.
Reporter is correct. So with that, Blasters will lead 10-9 going into your penultimate question in the category of classics. Willie Stark is a man running for a government position in what classic film?
So what other Michael Bay movies have you seen that aren't in Fandom?
I love that's where we went. We're going back to Michael Bay again. I've seen probably 0 Michael Bay movies that aren't in Fandom.
I want to see The Island. That seems fucking wild.
I feel like The Island is just not a real movie.
It's like a Michael Bay made Clone High.
4, 3, wow. 2,
Self-reference,
1.
yeah.
Pens down. We're going to go ahead and go to Dean.
I do not know. Mr. Smith goes to Washington.
We're going to go to Melissa.
I completely blanked.
We'll go to Matthew.
I also don't know, so I said Mr. Smith goes to Washington.
And we'll go to James.
All the King's Men.
The name of my fantasy football team, All the King's Men, is correct for 1 point. So with that, Blasters will lead 11-9, 2-point lead going into the final question.
In the category of Oscars, who won Best Director for films released in 2009?
No, fun fact, my fantasy football team's name is actually All the King's Men.
It's also the name of the faction before we learned better, named it after a better movie. Is it better? It's close.
It was the Kingdom, and then it was the King's Men.
It was All the King's Men, and then it was just part of the King's Men.
No, it was never All the King's Men. We never named the team All the King's Men. 5, 4, 3,
half
2,
the King's Men.
1. Stop it. Pens down. We're gonna go to Melissa.
I guess Catherine Bigelow.
We'll go to Matthew.
I also said Catherine Bigelow.
We'll go to James.
Former Miss Cameron. Captain Bigelow.
And Dean.
Yeah, it's Catherine Bigelow. I got Alfonso Cuarón.
Catherine Bigelow is correct. So coming out of round 1, I have Inglorious Blasters with 13 to only Goatherds 10. But I think it happens we're getting to round number 2, which is the wheel round, and it works like this. You're each going to get a chance to spin from the Love and Wheel from wheeldecide.com. If you like the category you land on, you're going to get 5 questions worth 2 points apiece. You can opt to multiple choice, but it devalues it down to being only worth 1. You can spin again, but you're stuck with every land on the second time. I believe all 3 repeats are in effect, as are both challenges. Your categories on the wheel tonight are Audrey Hepburn, post-1950s directed by Alfred Hitchcock, comedy, music, animation, 1990s, crime, and Oscars. Blasters, you are in the lead. Would you like to go first or defer to the Lonely Goatherds?
I think you guys have earned a break. You guys did great in round 1. I want to see what they do and how much ground you have to make up. So we'll go. I think you should defer.
Agreed.
Okay.
All right, then we'll bring in Mr. Holtzman. This will be their spin.
Matthew, you watched All the King's Men for Picture This, right?
I'm bad at character names.
Music. Would you like to keep it or spin again?
We talked about this one. I think we can probably spin again off of this one, but
Yeah, I think
we go again. Yeah.
yeah, let's go again.
All right. Then you'll be stuck with whatever you land on this time, and you land on the category of animation.
Boo.
All right, so we'll take Holtzman out, and I'll go ahead and I'll give Lonely Goatherds their questions in the category of animation. Are you two ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right, then your first question. Pompoko centers around what kind of animal?
So they're tanukis.
Yeah, sounds good. Let's go with it.
Tanukis, final answer.
That is correct for 2 points. Your second question. Oscar winner George Sanders voiced which classic Disney villain?
Ooh. Do you know this one?
Nothing's coming to mind immediately.
Older voice cast, I have a harder time remembering.
Yeah, same.
Do you want to
Probably go multiple.
Robin Hood, maybe?
Maybe.
Repeat.
What? All right,
Yeah, repeat.
the first repeat for the Goatherds. Your question again. Oscar winner George Sanders voiced which Disney villain?
Like, I'm thinking male villains, so Robin Hood.
Robin Hood, Jungle Book.
It could be Jungle Book. Do you want to go multiple choice to be safe, or?
Yeah, your call. I'm good to go multiple.
Let's go multiple choice.
Okay.
All right, your multiple choice options are A, Shere Khan, B, Captain Hook, C, Stromboli, or D, Honest John.
Okay, so it was the character anyways. Any of them stand out?
Is it Captain Hook?
It could be. I don't know who the voice is, so if that's what you're feeling, we can shoot for
That
it.
is what I'm feeling, yeah.
Okay.
Want to go there?
Then that's
4.
Okay, Captain Hook, final answer.
That is incorrect. Blasters, the chance for 1 point steal. Your options again are A, Shere Khan, B, Captain Hook, C, Stromboli, or D, Honest John.
I'm between A and D. I don't know how you're feeling.
I was
Either
thinking
Shere-
Khan, maybe Shere Khan, but
Yeah,
yeah.
let's go. Let's go for it because that was A.
Okay. Shere Khan.
Eh.
Finally.
That is correct for the 1 point steal. All right, Goatherds, your third question. What is the name of the futuristic city Akira takes place in?
That's Neo Tokyo.
Yeah.
Neo Tokyo, final answer.
That is correct for 2 points. Your fourth question. RJ, Vern, and Hammy are all characters in what animated film?
Over the Hedge.
Go for it.
Over the Hedge, final answer.
That is correct for 2 points. And your final question in animation. In the Box Trolls, what is the name of the human boy who lives among the Box Trolls?
This one I feel we might need to go multiple choice for.
Okay, I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Multiple choice.
Your multiple choice options are A, Shoe, B, Sparky, C, Trout, or D, Eggs.
Eggs, I
guess
know
so.
for sure is a character.
Okay.
So none of the rest stand out to me. I
Okay.
don't want to just shoot for eggs.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Eggs, final answer.
That is correct for 1
job.
point. So at the end of their spin, Goatherds get their score up to 17. Blasters with that steal get their score up to 14 as we go into their spin at the wheel. And you land on opponent's choice. So thank you for being here, Jake. Unfortunately, you do not get to contribute. We'll bring in Mr. Holtzman. What would you like to give the Inglorious Blasters for their spin?
What do you think?
It's between the two that we talked about. So I guess
Yeah.
the question is, how hard do you think they prepped?
Yeah, do we need the points? Maybe we
I
go with
think
things we
we-
can get steals on?
Yeah. I
We're,
Yeah.
we're up. So
yeah.
the priority is just making sure they don't go up, and
Yeah.
like they feel like the kind of people who would study pretty well.
Okay.
hmm
So
I'm
do
just
we-
not sure about like strength level.
I guess, yeah, and Hepburn's been used a couple times.
hmm
Let's do Hepburn. Let's do Hepburn.
Okay.
Let's go for it.
Yeah. Audrey
Okay,
Hepburn.
all right. Audrey Hepburn is the pick. We'll say goodbye to Mr. Holtzman and Spence. Would you like to give Inglorious Blasters their questions in the category of Audrey Hepburn?
Yes. James and Melissa, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, first question. Who plays Irving in Roman Holiday?
I mean, the love interest is Gregory Peck. Is that who they're asking for?
No, it's the photographer. But I don't know his name. I might know it on multiple.
Multiple choice.
All right. Options are A, Jack Klugman, B, Eddie Alberts, C, Ray Walston, or D, Cliff Robertson.
I think it's Klugman.
Yeah, I honestly don't know. So I'm sorry.
All right, let's go Jack Klugman.
Fine.
Final answer.
That is incorrect. Matthew and Dean for the 1 point steal. Options are A, Jack Klugman, B, Eddie Alberts, C, Ray Walston, or D, Cliff Robertson.
It's Eddie Albert.
That's what I was thinking too. Yeah, let's go with it.
All right. Eddie Albert, final answer.
That is correct for 1 point. In They All Laughed, at what type of location does Charles introduce himself to Dolores?
I'm gonna need multiple unless
Yeah,
you have
we'll go
an
multiple
idea.
choice. Multiple choice. Final answer.
All right, options are A, museum, B, hotel, C, movie theater, or D, roller rink.
I was thinking hotel. What do you think?
Yeah, that sounds fine.
Hotel. Finally.
It's incorrect. Matthew and Dean for the 1 point steal. Options are A, museum, B, hotel, C, movie theater, or D, roller rink.
Do you remember this one?
No, I don't know this one.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about this one too. I was thinking maybe museum.
Okay. For some reason, I was thinking roller rink, but like we can go museum if you want.
2.
Museum, final answer.
It's incorrect. The answer was roller rink.
Yeah, okay.
In the Nun story, what illness does Sister Luke come down with in the Congo?
I know this one. It's TB or tuberculosis because I did watch this one. TB, final answer.
That is correct for 2 points.
Finally.
Good job, Melissa.
How many times has Audrey Hepburn appeared in a film with Hugh Griffith?
I think multiple, unless you have.
No, I say we just go for it.
Just throw out a number.
Yeah.
4.
Repeat.
3. All right. First repeat. How many times has Audrey Hepburn appeared in a film with Hugh Griffith?
Should we go with 3? Or should
I was thinking. Let's go with 3.
Okay. 3, final answer.
That is incorrect. Matthew and Dean, chance for a 2 point steal.
It's 2.
It's just 2, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2. 2 final answer.
That is correct for 2 points.
Sorry, Melissa.
No, it's okay.
All right. Your final question. In what state is the training school that Al teaches at in Always?
I'm gonna need multiple.
Yeah.
Unless you know. Okay.
I have an idea, but multiple choice. Yeah.
All right. Options are A, Clue, B, wait, sorry. Ignore that. A, Utah, B, Wyoming, C, New Mexico, or D, Colorado?
New Mexico? I don't know. Are any of those standing out to you?
Let's try New Mexico. Screw it. New Mexico, final answer.
New Mexico, yeah.
That is incorrect. Matthew and Dean, chance for the 1 point steal. Options are A, Utah, B, Wyoming, C, New Mexico, or D, Colorado.
I think it's Colorado.
Okay. Let's go Colorado then.
Okay, Colorado, final answer.
That is correct for 1 point.
Good job.
All right, so coming out of Blaster's spin, I have Goatherds coming in with 21 points off steals, and Blasters getting their score up to 16. But anything can happen as we get into round number 3, which is the new and improved Pick Your Poison round, and it works like this. We have for you a set of pre-selected categories that you will draft back and forth. Once the category is gone on one team, the other team cannot take it. All categories will be separated until you each have 4 categories that you will then assign yourselves a 1, 2, 3, 4 point value as you go. Any question, any order. We go until there's a mathematical elimination or we run out of questions. So we'll go ahead and give you your categories that you can draft. And those questions or categories that you get questions from tonight are sci-fi, fantasy, war, coming of age / teen, comedy, music, western, 2000s scores and soundtracks. Goatherds, you are in the lead, so you will get to draft your first category first. And we can bring in the managers for these drafts as well.
Okay, so first pick is what we talked about.
Yeah, I think coming of age.
Coming of age / teen, please.
Okay. Blasters, your first pick.
I think we talked about sci-fi fantasy.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, let's do that first.
Right, back to Goatherds.
2000s?
2000s?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. 2000s.
All right, back to Blasters.
Do we want to do comedy or music on this?
What are you thinking, Melissa?
We'll do comedy. That's fine.
Good. Okay.
Do we want to take music then?
Music?
I think music, yeah.
Yeah.
back to Blasters.
You guys want to take scores here?
What else is there?
There's war, westerns, and scores and soundtracks is left.
Let's do war. I think maybe be okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
You want to do war? So scores or war? You want to do war?
Sure.
Okay, we'll do war then.
All right, Goatherds, your final pick.
We want to do soundtracks.
Yeah. All right, so that leaves Blasters with your final pick in the category of westerns. So that will say goodbye to the managers. Thank you for your help. Blasters, since you are behind, you'll get your questions first. And since Spencer reads your questions in round 2, I'll read them in round 3. What category and what point value would you like to take for your first question?
I think we should do westerns at 1 to sort of minimize things.
Yeah.
I think it's more than likely going to be data, like for that and war. So I would say, like, I think just because they can, I don't know. Which one of you is more comfortable with like taking like a war for 2?
I think I'd be okay in war.
I can just try my best. Like it's
I will be backstage from here on out, but Melissa.
Sorry about that.
All right. So Melissa, you're taking the 1 in war?
No, in westerns.
Or western. Sorry, in war.
Yeah.
2 W's. Flip me around. All right, you're 1 in westerns, Melissa. Your question is. I love that answer. Who stars as Nat Love in 2021's The Harder They Fall?
I feel like I know this. I can't think of his name. I see his face.
3.
I don't have it. Fuck.
We're looking for Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors. So if that will stay with Blasters, what category, what point value would you like to take next?
We'll do war for what else do we have? I'm sorry.
Yeah, war for 2.
And then it was.
It's all sci-fi fantasy comedy.
Oh, comedy. Yeah, let's do war for 2, please.
All right. So then James will be taking the 2. Your question in war is: who stars as Captain Mitch in 2018's 12 Strong?
Chris Hemsworth?
That is correct for 2 points.
Good job.
Still behind by 3, so we will stay with the Blasters. What category would you like to take it for what point value?
So we can either do sci-fi fantasy or comedy, but yeah, I agree with Jake. I think comedy for 3.
Yeah, let's do comedy for 3, please.
Okay.
All right, comedy for 3 is your question, and you can confer. Your question is: what specific job does Oscar have in The Odd Couple?
I've unfortunately not seen it.
I think it's like a sports writer.
What's that?
I think he's a sports writer.
Sports writer?
Yeah, it's man, I'm probably wrong, but it's something I think like that.
Do you think a repeat would help, or do you want to just shoot for
I
it?
just want to go for it. Yeah, I just think.
Okay.
2.
Sports writer. Final answer.
That is correct for 3 points.
Hell yeah. Good
And
job.
with that, we have a tied game, so it sends it back over to the Goatherds. What category would you like and at what point value?
I'll take scores for 1. Matthew, do you think?
I think so. I think that's okay.
Okay. I'll take
so
scores
we'll
for
have Spencer review your questions.
Yes. Wait. Okay. Yes. Dina, you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Who composed the score for Thelma and Louise? 5, 4, 3,
Hans Zimmer.
2. That is correct for 1 point.
So with that, we bounce back over to the Blasters, who only have their 4 in Sci-Fi Fantasy left. If they hit this, Goatherds will have to answer some questions. If they miss, Goatherds will win the match. So, Inglorious Blasters, your 4-point question in the category of Sci-Fi Fantasy. In what 80s fantasy film will you find a secondary antagonist named Princess Mombi?
That is Return to Oz. Like, I'm 100% sure.
Go with it. Let's do it, girl.
Return to Oz. Final answer.
That is correct for 4 points and the lead. So with that, it is all in Goatherds' hands. We bounce back to them to answer some questions.
I think we go.
Coming of age for 4.
Just go for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, your 4-pointer in coming of age. In the last picture show, Sonny starts an affair with the wife of one of his teachers that teaches what subject?
God. Do you have any ideas?
No. Nothing's jumping out.
I want to just say like history, but we can use
history is what I was thinking too.
Let's
One.
repeat.
Repeat, please.
All right. In the last picture show, Sonny has an affair with the wife of one of his teachers that teaches what subject?
Yeah. Do you want to stick with history? I feel like.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's just go with it, I think.
All right.
5.
History, final answer.
That is incorrect. Looking for PE or gym.
Okay.
All right, so we stay with Goatherds. They have 2 and 3 point possibilities left.
Go with your 2, I guess, Matthew.
Yeah, I'll go for the 2 in music then.
Are we up 2 or 3?
Up
Yeah,
by 3.
Yeah. So. Okay.
All right.
Got you.
So Matthew, your 2-pointer in music. Who plays Ruben's girlfriend Lou in Sound of Metal?
Olivia Cook.
That is correct for 2 points. You said you
All right, so
do
here
still
is
need
the
to hit. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, here's the situation. Lonely Goatherds have their 3-point question left. If they hit it, they will win the game. If they miss it, Blasters will win the game.
All right. Goatherds, your 3-point question in 2000s. In what 2005 sci-fi film will you find a planet named Miranda with an atmosphere containing chemicals designed to suppress aggression?
Do you know this one?
Not right away. 2005.
When did Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy come out? Was it
around there? Could be before that though.
Mm-hmm.
5.
We have one more repeat, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Repeat.
2.
All
All
right.
right. The last repeat. In what 2005 sci-fi film will you find a planet named Miranda with an atmosphere containing chemicals designed to suppress aggression?
Does anything else stand out to you? That's just kind of the first thing I thought of, but
Is it Ender's Game? No.
no, that was after 2005.
Dang. Yeah, I'm not
5.
there.
4.
It's so familiar.
3.
Let's just go with
2.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Final answer.
And your winner, Inglorious Blasters. The answer we were looking for was Serenity.
Come on!
Serenity. So we'll go ahead. We'll bring our teams out for just a second. A lot of energy here, Spence. I think this lived up to an 8 versus 9 seed game. Both teams coming in hot, both playing well. Even in the case of one team getting an opponent's choice, coming out ahead with a win. A great game between 2 great teams. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think we mentioned it a few matches ago. We're like, this is what the new round was designed for, is the higher stake situation of they took their 4 first to really just put the game away. And when that can't happen, you're running back. What's the word? You're sucking the back. It was hard to catch up at that point when you lose that so quickly. So I think seeing the Blasters confidently hit their 4 is exactly what we want for the future of this league. The idea of this is how you take round 3, how you handle it.
Absolutely. You're right. It's fascinating to see how players approach round 3 in different teams and how it can work and not work. But we'll go ahead. We'll bring in our teams, starting with our unfortunate second place finishers, the Lonely Goatherds. A great performance through and through, working through animation really well. Solid 10 points out of round 1. It just sort of came down to those round 3s, different order, maybe the momentum shifting at which order you took them can affect. Or at the end of the day, maybe it just comes down to movies out of your wheelhouse. How you guys feel?
Bad. I played bad. I played bad today. I did not like my round 1. There was three questions where, and when the countdown was at 2, I knew it was the wrong. I knew I had the wrong answer, and I knew what the right one was, and I didn't use a repeat. I should have used a repeat. I didn't want to blow them. I mean, we kind of needed them at the end because Serenity, I think, is in our wheelhouse to get there, but I was not getting there.
It should be. It's a great film.
I've never seen it.
I own it. I love it. I haven't watched it in years, though. That's the problem. I feel like I just needed to pull 1 or 2 more in round 1, and we have this thing. So a little disappointed in that. But yeah.
I'm 2 weeks away from maybe hitting the Deer Hunter question, but unfortunately, or if we didn't skip weeks, I guess. But no, it's just I think the round 3 definitely new format had to change things up a little.
Yeah, for sure. Like, these guys played a great game. It was as close as you can get without it going to sudden death. Went down to the final question, and yeah, like, Melissa knew that Return to Oz question immediately, like a sociopath. It's Return to Oz, that movie that apparently Melissa and Nazario like, and nobody else. But you know what? They played very well. They overcame the opponent's choice, and we just weren't able to close it out. But what happens, and we regroup, and we'll see what happens next time.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So this does unfortunately take you out of the tournament and pretty much put an end to your season as a team. Is there anyone that you would like to see when you guys come back into teams next season?
Guys, this is the part where you name a team.
Water 2.
Stop naming
Water 2.
I want Water 2 now.
It sounds like everyone wants Water 2, including both members of Water 2.
It's shocking that Water 2 is the team that has been picked to lose 2 #1 contender matches.
This is true. Well, thank you so much for playing. We'll see you guys as soon as we can. We'll bring in our winners today, the Inglorious Blasters, pulling it out right at the end. How are you guys feeling? Overcoming the odds to get the victory and move on to round 2.
I kind of feel like this was a sloppy game for us, but like, hey, a win is a win.
Well, we had the deck stacked against us today by a mile. One of those guys I lost to last year because it was opponent's choice as well. And anytime you get opponent's choice, you feel like that extra monkey's on your back. You got 2 of them, and that's what we had to do today. We had to play out of our wheelhouse. We had to play in our wheelhouse. We had to bet correctly. We had to Return to Oz. We had to know the odd couple. I think I'm really proud of today. I think we did it.
Yeah, I'm also really proud. Like, I'll be honest, I thought after round 2 that you guys were done. Like, yeah. I was just don't get TKO'd and I'll be happy. But then, like, James with the great pull with the odd couple, I was like trying to be like, please say sports writer, dude. And then, like, as soon as I heard Return to Oz, I was like, okay, this is like extremely Melissa's thing. So she's gonna know this. And then just hoping that they didn't get stuff and that was quite as in their wheelhouse. And yeah, just got lucky there, admittedly, but still, like, knowing the stuff that most people don't know is a skill in itself. And I think you saw that with Melissa being so automatic with that Return to Oz question. And yeah, I've just been so impressed with how these guys have played this season, and I can't wait to see them. If seeding falls the way it does, I think we might be in for a challenge. But I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see the clash in styles. That's for sure.
For sure. Speaking of how seeding falls, your next round match, you'll be playing one of these 2 teams. You'll be playing either the 1 seed Bullets Over Broadway or the 16 seed, Fincher. I barely know her. Probably in the running for the greatest team name of all time. Between those two, I'm sure there's a preference, but how are you feeling about taking on either team?
I don't know who the second team is.
That would be Andrew, Just, and Owen. I forget Owen's last name every time.
Owen Torrance.
Okay.
Torrance. There it is.
I mean, both. I mean, it'd be fun to play Bar and Kirk, but also terrifying. But either is fine.
One of them doesn't actually like movies, and the other one is a hack. So
his kid fucking.
I think he is the son of John Marr and Will Cohen. So I think you guys can hang just fine with them. Either way, it's going to be a lot of fun. That's for sure.
This was fun today too. Great match. Good job to the Goat Herders. They're two very, very, very good competitors.
For sure. So with that, we will say goodbye to you guys, and we wish you the best of luck in your next round match. But for everyone here, that's going to do it for us. Thank you guys so much for watching another episode of Movie Melee. That has been James. That's been Melissa. That has been Jake. That has been Matthew. That has been Dean. That has been Cam. That has been Spence. I have been Caleb. This has been Movie Melee, and we'll see you guys real soon with another great match.
Goodbye. Later.
After you, Junior. You'll always have Paris.
Bye-bye, boys.
Have fun storming the castle.
Think it'll work?
You've been taken very close.
Goodbye.